Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So last night, Sean and I were having this text exchange, so I figured we'd start out with this. We're talking a little bit about that last play for the Buffalo Bills, where Josh Allen decides, well, the coach, they call timeout. They decide to go for the touchdown instead of the tie. Sean thinks it's a good idea. I thought it was a horrible idea. Sean likes the idea because 50-50, you win, you lose. I hate the idea because it's 50-50, you win, you lose.
Yeah, there's better chance than 50-50 they get that first down. They get that first down 4 out of 5 times, 80%.
I thought it was 4th and goal.
No.
1 yard line.
No, it was from the 4 or 5 yard line. It was 4th and a half a yard.
Well, I thought it was 3rd and 5, and he ran it for 4 yards to the 1 yard line, and then it was to the goal.
No. He jumped in. He leaped over somebody. So if Drew made that bet, he should have won on that play. And he
minus
came
115.
he came a half yard short. It was from about the 5 yard line. The 4th and inches. They started out on shotgun. He went under center. He went QB sneak, and his legs came out from under him. He would have had the first down if he doesn't.
Still a bad idea. Dumb idea, no matter what. Here's why it's a dumb idea. A, it's an admission that you feel like Tennessee's the better team, which I don't think is a message you ever want to send. Yeah, because if you feel like you're the better team, right? Because if you're the better team, then you feel like you take the field goal, you tie the game, you go to overtime, and you're the better team, so you should be able to win that. B, now you've put your entire opportunity, maybe not, I mean, you still got a chance, but that one game, that one decision that played out over the course of one play might now be the difference between being the number 2 seed in the AFC versus being the number 1 seed. That means you're going to have to go play somewhere on the AFC championship game instead of playing it in Buffalo. It was a dumb decision. It's an admission by the coach that he felt like on that particular night, Tennessee was the better team.
No, I disagree. Here's the thing. If Tennessee wins that coin toss and they get the ball, and neither defense was stopping either one. If Tennessee goes down and scores a touchdown, the best
what if Tennessee doesn't win the point? You're living in a world of hypotheticals.
I know.
I'm not living in a world of hypotheticals. I'm living in the world of math. Math says you're either going to get the first down or you're not. Well, if you don't, you know the game is over.
And if you do, the game's over the other way. They win it. The game came down to that play.
But I don't think you put yourself in a situation where if you're the better team, right, then you'll be the better team over the course of the game. You may not be the better team over the course of a play. And on that particular play, Tennessee was better. The coaching staff admitted that they felt Tennessee was better. Otherwise, you take the field goal. Yeah, and I agree with you. Either it's Henry, then everyone else in terms of it was Henry in terms of 94 going over. That was pretty easy. The 175-yard touchdown. But to me, you go ahead. If you're going to make that play, then you got to get – it's just not a smart play. Under any circumstances, that is a smart play.
I didn't like the play call. I think you roll him out to the right. He can run that way or he can throw it. He's unguardable if you roll him out to the right there and you need a half yard. Doing the QB sneak, too many things can go wrong.
No matter – I remember a guy by the name of Patrick Mahomes doing a QB sneak and blowing out his knee.
Yeah.
But to me, that's just stupid. It's absolutely dumb. You take the field goal. There's no guarantee that you won't win. It's 50-50. You win the coin toss, not necessarily Tennessee, and you go down and score a touchdown.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's rephrase this. I've thought about this. Let's rephrase this. If you're Tennessee in that situation, do you want Buffalo to kick the field goal or do you want them to go for it?
If you're Tennessee, you want them to go for it because the game comes down to one play, the game comes down to one play. You make one play. If it goes into overtime, you have to make a series of plays, not just one. If given the opportunity where I have a choice to make one play, I'd rather have the choice to make one play. Tennessee absolutely loved the idea coming Buffalo, and they knew there's no way in hell that Josh Allen was going to get that ball in anybody else's hands. It was going to be Josh Allen or nothing, and they knew it.
Well, and that might be true, but the QB sneak, like I said, I didn't like that call.
Dumb.
You roll him out.
Like I said a long time ago, coaches should have to take the freaking Wonderlic too, because they proved to me time and time again that most of them are not that bright. They can't think past what's in front of their face. And obviously the coach for Buffalo didn't think past what's in front of his face. He had this idea, we're going to get this first down. We're going to win this game. We're going to look like heroes. Instead, you look like a fool.
Yeah, I mean, it comes, and I know I'm saying what I would say, and I would say it either way, and you're saying what, but a lot of people do the Monday morning quarterback thing, and it's a great coffee makes it. It's a horrible coffee is not, and it's always
a horrible
like
call either way. And the reason it's a horrible call either way is because you're basically saying we're the better team. And because we're the better team over the course of 10, 15 plays, 20 plays overtime, that should play out. What you're saying is we don't feel we're the better team, so we're going to take a risk on one play. It's like having so you're playing poker and you have a 50-50 hand at best and you're going all in with your chips, all in. I'm going all in. And the other guy has a better hand than you, and he just boom, and they knew what was going. Just a dumb play. You might have cost yourself the entire your shot at the Super Bowl on that one stupid play, and it's not worth it. In any case, let's get on to what's this day all about. Is the opening day in the NBA, Sean. So you have a couple of games in the NBA today, starting off with Brooklyn versus Milwaukee, and the last time these two teams met, Kevin Durant was a total away from putting the Brooklyn Nets into the finals.
Yeah, and I mean, this is what Milwaukee favored by a point and a half, and it's really
up to 2 now.
Is it up to 2? It's really
well, you can still get it's going to 2.5. Actually, that yesterday you could have gotten Milwaukee and points.
Wow. Yeah, it's really 50-50, and I'm not playing it. I'd actually almost lean Brooklyn, but I'm not playing. This is a complete toss-up.
Well, according to my simulator, I look for different things. I simulate 1,000 games. And again, take into account defense, 3-point defense, 2-point defense, how many shots teams off, how many shots teams allow, just a simulator. And again, the failure of this right now is that we are in, or the weak point of this is that this is based upon last year's data. So Milwaukee laying 2 against Brooklyn at home. Last year, this is a runaway. Absolutely, you take Milwaukee. I still think it's an absolutely you take Milwaukee, but because it's early in the year and the data is, as I said, relying on last year, you have maybe a little bit more motivated team. I'm only going to put a half a bet on Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee does win this game. I think they win by more than 2. And the line right now, I can get -1.5 for -110. So I'm going to take Milwaukee -1.5 for -110, Sean. But okay. Only for 10, only for a half.
Yeah. I just think it's a complete 50-50. I don't know who's going to show up and who's not. This is the regular season too, So we'll get on to the next game too. It's really tough to see.
Well, based upon if things hold the form to last year, it won't be that tough. But the thing is, you just don't know what this year brings relative to next year. Well, I mean, Milwaukee, I think, is a deeper team right now. I know that they got a few other players to Brooklyn, but the fact is Brooklyn is trying to work new pieces in, and sometimes that doesn't go as well early in the year as it does later in the year. Whereas Milwaukee they're putting a couple of new guys in, but the core is still the core. You still got the distraction of Kyrie and what that means to the team. So there's questions on both sides. I feel like Milwaukee, again, based upon last year's data, if this were last year, hands down, easy play on Milwaukee.
Yeah, I would say Durant's healthy starting out the year, so that's a good sign for Brooklyn. Harden's still, always questionable, always seems to be questionable no matter what. So we'll see.
But I'm wrong because, I might be wrong because the majority of the money, the tickets are 50-50, but the majority of the money agrees with you, Sean. So, the masses, you know what they say. Number 2 game on the night, Golden State, LA Lakers. Sean, the Lakers are taking the majority of the tickets. So most people are putting their money on LeBron with Russ Westbrook in town. I wonder if he's going to wear a skirt to the game tonight. And then you have Golden State. Is Klay Thompson making his return tonight, Sean? I think
he's still out. He's still out a few months.
Oh, a few more months? Okay. So, I didn't catch up on that. But in any case, the Lakers are favored by 3.5. And what do you think about that?
So the Lakers are always slow starters. They don't put any real value in these beginning regular season games. Now you got Russell Westbrook new to it. I'm sure he'll pick right up, but there'll be some chemistry there. These 3 didn't play that much in the preseason together, if at all. I don't even know. I know they didn't play very much. Golden State had some pieces, but they've been playing really good in the preseason, getting mix and match. I like Golden State here. I think Curry always starts off the year really well. Lakers always slow starters, so I will trust Curry and Golden State here. And DraftKings actually has a special. I'll take officially Golden State on the money line, but DraftKings has a special. If you take Golden State or the Lakers and you put $50 on the money line, you either get Stephen Curry or LeBron James $2 per point for a free bet. So if Curry goes off for 30 tonight and Golden State wins, not only do I win the bet, but now I get a $60 free bet as well.
Nah, not bad. I don't like that free bet $60 stuff because it concerns me. I agree with you, Sean. I feel like the Lakers, well, a lot of times when you put these like star teams together, and you remember Miami when they first put together LeBron with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh and Ray Allen and all these super team and all that kind of stuff. And we're not going to win but one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but not 7 championships. Yeah, a couple of questionable calls and a Ray Allen 3 away from not winning any. But the Lakers, I think, are going to start slow because you got 2 guys that are ball dominant in LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. I guess, to me, it almost makes sense that you play Russ when you don't play LeBron because they have similar games, except one's considerably better than the other. So I think Golden State has a good chance of winning this game outright. So I'm with you. But I'm only going to bet half. I'm only going to put $10 on Golden State. We're both going to get them at plus 140, and that's actually down from plus 145 to open. As far as the tickets are concerned, Sean, most of the people are betting the Lakers, but most of the money is on the Golden State Warriors.
And again, some other pieces that the Lakers added just to be fill-ins, like Wayne Ellington and stuff. They're out. They're magged up. So it will take a little bit. I mean, they'll be there at the end, but it will take a little bit to gel all these pieces together.
I have both of these games, by the way, going under and considerably under. And but I don't like taking 2 sides of the one game. And normally my simulator, just to be kind of upfront about everything, is usually more accurate on totals than it is on who wins and loses. Usually gets the amount of points pretty close. But I just feel like tonight you're going to get good value with Milwaukee. Milwaukee's going to come out fired up, ready to go, prove that they're still the team to beat. And the Lakers, I think, like you said, Sean, will be a little bit the chemistry might not be there right off the get-go, which I don't think, and like you said, I don't really think they're all that concerned about how they start the season. They're more concerned about load management and getting LeBron to the end of the season and all that kind of good stuff. LeBron should almost come in only after Christmas anyway.
Yeah, LeBron's not going to play 40 minutes tonight or nothing like that, so you have that. And then as far as the unders, I like them both too, because they're both it's going to be a slow start normally.
Well, the thing is, the Brooklyn doesn't play defense, so
yeah, that I would go under Golden State Lakers more than I would Brooklyn Milwaukee. But if I had to lean one way, I'd go the under on that too because it's set so high. What is it, like 235?
Yeah, but last year, let me tell you, Sean, in the beginning of the year, if you had bet the under, they had like ridiculous totals. Last year, and this is another reason why I stayed away from the totals. Last year, at the beginning of the season, they weren't playing any defense. No team was playing defense. And there were lines like at 250 and you thought, oh, wow, this is way too high. And teams are just blowing by 250. So that's another reason why I stayed away and focused on the totals.
This might be because of the slow start. Brooklyn, Milwaukee, especially, leave them get off to the slow start, then go after the over.
Maybe if they get off to a slow start.
Yeah, if it comes down a little bit, if you can get it at like 225 or something like that, go the over then.
In game for sure. All right, next up, Major League Baseball. Sean, you got a game going on already. The Dodgers taking on Drew's Braves. Your Braves. Looks like the Dodgers had a chance to blow the game wide open in the bottom of the first and didn't do it. But they're still down 2-0. There's not much we can do on that. I think Dodgers probably win this game, and no sense in betting it in game unless you feel like the Braves can come back. Probably not likely. On the other side, Sean's favorite team in all the world, the Houston Astros, is going to play the Boston Red Sox again. And Sean's probably going to chase today and go Boston because he got ass whooped yesterday by Houston's ability to give up grand slam home runs to ex-Cubs.
Yeah, how unbelievable is that? No, I'm not going to make any bet on this game, but I would say I'm leaning Houston.
You're going to lean Houston.
Yeah, I'm going to lean Houston, but I'm not going to bite the bullet twice.
That makes me inclined to take Boston. Yeah, the fact is that Boston does have the better power ranking at home. They score more runs at home than Houston does on the road. Houston's not the same because they can't wear those long sleeve shirts. We talked about that yesterday. And but the simulator says the game is close to 50-50, probably slightly in favor of Houston, but the 105 is nowhere near enough for me to jump on that game. If I were going to take it, I'd probably take Boston because I feel like now they're playing better. And as I said, they have the advantages in terms of the ability to score runs and the power rank. And they played better at home than the Houston Astros played on the road. As far as the money is concerned, Sean, let's take a look and see how the so-called smart money played that game. It looks like, well, 3/4 of the tickets are on the Red Sox, but only 60% of the money. So some people are fishing. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Hold on. I was looking at the run line. And of course, most of the money is going to be on the team getting 1.5 instead of giving up 1.5. So on the money line, you're looking for on the money line, it shows that, excuse me for one second here. The money line, the Astros are taking in, the money line, Boston's taking in 3/4 of the money, Sean, and only about 60% of the tickets. So most of the folks feel like Boston's going to go up, and most of the money feels like Boston's going to go up 3-1 and make this series pretty much out of reach for the Astros.
Yeah, and I believe, you can tell me the numbers, but it looks like a lot of people are going the over too. I mean, how many times do you see a playoff game here over under at 10?
Probably not that often. Now, let's see on the total. Let's see for the total on the Astros over under 10. Yeah, actually almost more than 80% of the money is on the under 10.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's a big number, but it looks like most people don't think they're going to get there. All right, let's wrap it up with our favorite thing, the NHL hockey, Sean. That's I finally went 2-0 last night in the hockey. Thank God. Picked the 2 games that were the big blowouts, but during the course of that St. Louis game, they put a hell of a scare in me. Up 6-2, taking the 2 goals, and it got to 6-4, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
And I didn't even check on it after 6-2. I just I shouldn't have done that. I put it in the bank for you like you won.
Well, I did.
I should have known there would have been a scare somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's always going to be a scare if I'm involved in hockey. So tonight, there's quite a few games on the roster. Sean, is there any game that you like?
Well, I'm going to parlay 2 teams here. We talked about the Kraken. You talked about the Kraken, and I leaned the Kraken yesterday, and you had the Flyers, and it was a complete blowout. And they got to go again to New Jersey now. I think New Jersey wins this game easily. I mean, back-to-back nights. You already said Seattle's played like the most in the NHL so far.
Tired legs.
This is only New Jersey's second game. So they're in the same situation they were last night, but now on back-to-back nights. So I like New Jersey to win, and then I'm adding them with Edmonton to close out the night and plus 115.
Plus 115 on that. All right. For me, I like 3 games. I actually like 4 games. I'm looking at the value. I'm just going to play straight value games. And I'm not going to, because it's hockey, I'm not going to kill myself for either. So I'm going to put $10 on each game, Sean. I'm not going to go 20. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, again, this is the majority of these numbers are off of last year, but Pittsburgh was much better at home than Dallas was on the road. Pittsburgh scores considerably more goals. I don't think Sidney Crosby is in the lineup yet, but nonetheless, Pittsburgh has played fairly well to start the season. So I'm going to take the Penguins. They're minus, I can get the Penguins, Sean, for, that line's going against me. I'm going to take the Penguins for minus 130, Sean. Also, look at the Battle of Florida. You got Tampa Bay versus the Florida Panthers. Again, at minus 115, I'm getting good value on Tampa Bay. They are the much better team at home than the Panthers are on the road and scored considerably more goals. And I feel like that unfortunate wake-up call against Detroit should have Tampa Bay back in stride tonight. So another 10 there. Another game, Sean, I'm going to go with my Chicago Blackhawks, a completely different team at home. I know you like the New York Islanders, but the New York Islanders on the road were terrible. The Blackhawks are a considerably different team at home. This game's a little bit, about a 51% favored of the 52% favorite of the Blackhawks. So I'm getting 105. That is a value for me. I'm going to take the Blackhawks plus 105 again, $10, Sean. And then finally, I'm going to take Nashville against Los Angeles. Again, Nashville, considerably the better team. Huge goal differential last year. Probably one of the highest probability games on the night at minus 139. And for the Blackhawks, Sean, I am getting, let's see where the Blackhawks read in here somewhere.
I think you said plus 105.
Well, that's what I had in my DraftKings account. So let me just see if I'm getting a better line somewhere else. Yeah, plus 105 is the best that I can get. So I'm going to do that. That's my, and then I'm also going to do, for $5, Sean. So hold on one second. For $5, I'm going to put all 4 of my teams together, just in case, as Eddie Olczyk says, I'm walking around hot and not know it. In case all 4 teams hit, I'm going to put that bet in there for, let's see, because I put it in my own account, so I'm just waiting for it to pop up on the screen real quickly. I think it's like plus 1,047, but I'll tell you exactly what it is as soon as my computer stream starts doing this.
Yeah. What's funny is I did see the Islanders, and I almost went the Islanders because they are just so much the better team than the Blackhawks. I know they're on the road, but that
who says?
Huh?
Who says?
Well, and the Islanders,
they were terrible on the road. Plus 10.
I know they're terrible on the road.
Plus 1040. It's plus 1043 on my parlay there for $5.
1043. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But people have mentioned them with being a Stanley Cup contender, and the Blackhawks are definitely not that. So
how about if I mention them how about if I mention the Blackhawks as a Stanley Cup contender? Now people have mentioned that the Blackhawks are Stanley Cup contenders.
No.
I don't care what anybody else says, Sean. Blackhawks come home opening night. Patrick Kane. They're going to score goals tonight. I don't feel like the Islanders are the same team until they can prove to me that they can do on the road what they do at home. They're not. I mean, you took them in the last game, and they got.
I know, man. Yeah.
They got smoked. So, and that's on the road for whatever reason. They can't play hockey on the road.
Yeah.
And so I just guaranteed they're going to win tonight. So.
Well, I stayed away from them, so hopefully the Blackhawks win.
Well, I hope they do too. So I mean, they should win. They're the better team at home. They're Stanley Cup contenders.
Yeah, okay.
People are talking about it now, Sean.
No.
Kind of like they're talking about, hey, what was that? If you don't know what to do, you take who was it again?
That's not what I said, but it was the Browns that we were talking about.
Yeah, the Browns. You don't know what to do, you take the Browns. Right, okay. All right. Anyway, any final thoughts before we get up and out of here today, Sean?
No. More basketball tomorrow, and we even got a college football game, a good college football game tomorrow, Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State.
And I already know who you're going to take there. I mean, we didn't even have the show. Sean's already going to take Coastal Carolina because he's married to him.
Yeah, I mean, I do love watching Coastal Carolina playing, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I'll bet you right now Sean takes Coastal Carolina tomorrow. I'm going to put, I tell you what.
Well,
that line's, wait. That line's 50-50. Either he does or he doesn't. So it's plus 100. Right now, I'm going to put 30 on Sean taking Coastal Carolina tomorrow at plus 100. Put that down in the books.
Who gets the $30 if you lose?
Who gets the 30? I mean, it's a show, man.
Okay. All right.
You're taking him. I already know you're taking it. You can't even look at the computer screen.
Yeah, well, actually, I think that line is awfully low.
Because I'm right. See, there you go, folks. I just won 30. Add it to my total. All right. So if you like what you saw today, folks, do us a big favor. Hit us up on the subscribe button there at the bottom on YouTube. Hit the bell so when we go live, you'll be notified. Also, at the same time, head on over to Facebook at Moneyline Madmen. Like us. That way, when we go live, you'll be notified as well because we go live both on Facebook and YouTube. And then follow us on Twitter at Moneyline Madmen. And, of course, Sean, what else can they do?
Go to moneylinemadman.com.
Tell your friends about us because hopefully today Sean and I are hot. And as Carl Broberg said, we can stuff people's pockets full of cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's the idea. All right, Sean, until tomorrow, 23 and 30, folks, good luck, everybody. We hope every one of your tickets is a winner.